Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. It's really great to see everyone. I'm glad everyone is here. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are new to the channel, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I am here as someone who is a psychic, a medium, divine channeler, a clearer, a healer, a teacher. I'm here as a support for those of you who are going through a spiritual journey, who are awakening or who are already awakened, and you are here to become your best version. You are here working on yourself. You're here to seek more answers, and it's been such a pleasure to do that. For those of you who resonate with being a twin flame on the twin flame journey, which is absolutely a very real journey. It is not a cult-like experience or cult-like information. If you do find that out there, please avoid that at all costs. At all costs, please avoid that, because this is a very real experience, and those of you who are experiencing it, you know what I mean. So I am here to support you with all of your healing processes, and I'd like to talk today about some of the energies that are going on, some of the things that the collective is going through, and whatever doesn't resonate with you, please, I just want you to not pay attention to whatever doesn't resonate, if something doesn't feel right, if you're not ready for some information yet. And for what information does resonate, I'm really glad to reconfirm that for you. So we as a collective are going through such an amazing, amazing ride. Now that the eclipse season is complete, we are now at this juncture where destiny really is unfolding, your highest destiny. What's really meant for your soul journey as far as your truest desires, your truest intentions, they are right there waiting for you, pretty much right here, and we're here. So we're right at that gateway. And what's really interesting about being in this kind of vortex is that it's very exciting. Many of us are very excited about the fact that I've done so much work, and when is this good stuff going to come in, right? When am I going to experience more positive changes, more positive people in my space, more of what I'm put on this planet for? When is that good stuff going to happen? When's union going to happen, right? And there's lots of different perspectives people tend to have out there about what union is. But it's an exciting time when we're in this vortex, because the energies are really, really sped up, and we are in this kind of ascension lift where we're just in this very fast growth spurt, and it can be confusing at times for people as well as exciting. So what I want to talk about as far as this time period and the energies that we're in now is that it's a very transformative time. It's a time when we're going through major transition. It is time for a lot of rest and a lot of going within and reflecting on what you truly desire, what truly means something to you, what you truly want to experience. It's a time where people also tend to get caught up in some fears, and that can cause blockages, right? People can also get caught up in resisting making necessary changes. And that's usually because there's a battle or a conflict going on with the heart versus the head. So we are at this important crossroads, or this important juncture, or in this vortex right now. However, we have to be very aware as to what's going on within us. Being aware of our thoughts and being aware of our emotions, really taking the time to tune in, is really going to serve best, instead of making rash decisions and moving quickly into things and taking actions that just may not be serving us. They may be coming from fear. And to understand that, if you are having fear come up about making change, it's going to be so important for you to really just go within and take account as to how you're feeling, to really tune into what's happening there within me, tuning into the heart. Because I have to tell you that the best decisions are made when you're tuning into your heart, and you're not getting caught up in these stories, these stories of over-analyzing, too much logic, There's a time and place for logic. But when we get caught up in logic, we get caught up in these stories, it really blocks us from bringing in what's right there, right at the gate. It's waiting for us to come in. And all we need to do is say yes, more or less. We have to say yes to our heart. What is it that you truly feel deep in your heart? What is it that you truly desire? What do you want to really experience? And have you been settling for less? And if you have been settling for less with your work or in a relationship, in any area in your life, if you've been settling for less, why is that? Those are really important questions. And normally when we are in resistance to change, when we're not taking necessary action, it's because there's some sort of belief, there's some sort of story, there's some sort of program, there is something that is there that's going on with our minds that's really illusion. It's illusion. It's telling us we're not good enough. It's telling us we don't have enough value, or we're not capable. It's telling us that, well, if I do this, I might be rejected. People may think this and that about me, or this person may think this and that if I express myself. If I try to go for my dreams, maybe it's not going to work out because nothing ever works out for me. You know, it's getting caught up in those stories, and that's how we block ourselves. And we're actually resisting this amazing change that's coming in. So how do we work with this change? Well, of course, tuning in is going to be extremely vital to do, and pay attention to the highs and lows that you're going through. Now, I know so many of you have been going through highs and lows in this journey. Of course, this is a real journey. There's it's, people know, because when we're experiencing this, I mean, you can't debunk it, right? You can't debunk it. Someone might say, hey, what you're thinking or going through with this journey stuff, it's bogus, it's keeping you trapped. It's not like that at all. We know we're going through a spiritual evolution. We figure it out eventually, we'll say. But we know that the experiences that we're having are very, very real. When we're going through these highs and lows, these emotional highs and lows, they're happening for a reason. And that's the beautiful part about being on a spiritual journey, is you become a lot more conscious and aware as to how the pieces fit, why it's happening, kind of putting together the pieces of the puzzle there. Paying attention to those highs or lows give us the advantage to really connect with the emotions that are rising to the surface and observing them, allowing them to have a voice, if you will, instead of suppressing it, pressing it down and down and down where we're still operating from it. It gives us a chance to really feel out things. Have we been hanging on to resentment for a long time? This anger, let me give this anger, in a safe way, of course, let me give it a voice. This sadness, this grief, what does it have to tell me? See, people get caught up in resistance too because it's very difficult to feel the highs and lows. And I completely understand that. I relate to that in every single way. But those highs and lows, they're happening for you. They're not happening to you. Although, boy, sometimes it does feel that way, doesn't it? But every single circumstance in your life, every single person, all the difficulties, the things that were really, really hard, they've taught you something. There's a lesson there. Your emotions that come up, those eruptions that happen, there are gifts of transformation within that. And that's how we get from A to B to C to D. That's how we rise. That's how we ascend. Right? As we become aware and we observe and we feel out and we make that decision to release that burden or those burdens. We make the decision to put down that heavy luggage. We make that decision to release any type of unforgiveness, resentfulness, or hatred we might have towards a person or people or towards ourselves. We can make that decision to release judgment, release what doesn't feel good. And that's what happens when we take the time to actually sit and pay attention to what's going on. What's going on there will absolutely help us as we go along. It will help us to evolve. So this is a very, very important time for us to get excited about. It's also a time for us to get really clear. What do you truly intend your future to look like? Now, this is not about staying attached to the future, quite far from it. It's always going to serve you to stay very present in your experience. Being present is always going to help you to have clarity. It's going to help you to stay peaceful. But what is it that you truly desire? And if you're not really experiencing it, why not? What are those stories or those beliefs that are keeping you from experiencing that? Because this is a very, very powerful time of manifestation. It certainly is. And the only things that are blocking those manifestations from coming in, it's truly about the monkey mind. It's about the thoughts, the illusionary kind of logic, the battle of the head versus the heart. Guaranteed, if you are making decisions that are coming from fear and you're jumping into things and taking actions from fear, then you're not going to be experiencing what you truly, truly desire. But if you do take the time to tune into yourself and work with yourself, and you really take references to what's happening in the heart, and then you make those decisions, those guided decisions from your heart versus those rash ones from your fearful mind, you're going to have much, much better results. And that's where we are. We are becoming so much more conscious now of working with that. We are becoming so much more conscious of not being so reactive. We're really paying attention now as a collective to what's going on in the present and how can I shift or come back in alignment? How can I work with that balance? We're never going to be in perfect balance, but it's becoming very clear now as to what someone needs to do to realign and come back into balance. What are those needs? So I hope this rings true for you. And I definitely urge you at this time to think about your life in many ways as just a palette where an artist can just paint a new vision. If you're into doing a vision board, that's fine. You don't necessarily have to do that. But what is your true vision for your life? Where would you like to see yourself? What kind of experiences do you really want? Have you always wanted perhaps? Maybe even perhaps when you were a child, but some stories and beliefs and programming have blocked that off. Maybe you were told it was impossible by other people or that you couldn't do it. So you started believing it yourself. But everything is possible. And everything is becoming a lot more magical. This is a time you're coming back to your true authentic self, and how magical is that? It feels amazing. It's very liberating. And this is the vortex that we are now in. And all of that good stuff is right outside this gate. It's right outside the gate. So just know that. And I am super proud of everyone who I've worked with. I'm going to continue to help you guys in every single way that I can, from reading sessions to doing all these amazing light language sessions, twin flame light language sessions, doing the bloodline clearing. The twin flame, by the way, I'm going to be talking about that in another video because I'm definitely doing that in a broader way. Doing the paranormal extraction work that I do. So I am here for you, whatever you need. If you're guided to work with me, fantastic. I do not subscribe to any kind of cult-like theory or cult-like concepts having to do with the twin flame journey, that's dark stuff. Please stay clear of that. It's out there. Okay, there are groups that are like that, and that's not what a spiritual journey is meant to be. That is all based on ego and darkness there. So stay clear of that. If you would like to work with me, you're guided to work with me. There's no programs that I have. There's no special sauce or special tools as far as you have to do this and this and this and this to achieve union, or you won't be in union. There is nothing like that here. I am simply here to be a support, to be a channel for your team to come through and to work with the abilities, the gifts that I have to help you to move forward, to progress. And that's ascension. Your soul's going through change, evolution, more consciousness. I am here in every single way for that. Whether you resonate with being a twin flame or you don't resonate with being a twin flame, you're seeking out something more of the spiritual. You're ready for more. Then I am here for you with that. I'm not about staying attached to labeling, because that can do a lot more harm than good. But if you are wanting to know more about my work, you can visit me on theparanormalpriestess.com. I will leave all that information below. And I love you guys. Have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I give so much gratitude for what I do. I really, really do. There's no words to really describe just what it feels like to be able to help someone who's in a stuck spot, to help someone to really be clear as to what's going on in their journey, and where there's been hopelessness, to bring back hope and faith and trust, where someone has really been suffering from psychic attacks and attachments, and to help someone to get clear and to get stronger with their energy and their space. There's really no words for it. I am so committed, not only to myself, committed to source, committed to just everything that's positive. I am committed to helping, and thank you so much for seeing the true me and for really accepting the work that I do. I'm really, really happy that you resonate with it. Have a very happy Thanksgiving, healthy, happy, abundant one to you and your family, and I will see you soon. Remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.